Well, hello. Good evening, everybody.
Hello.
Hi.
Pardon the Ignorance podcast. It's been a fucking while. Got to get the boys back together, have some laughs, put out a little bit of content. Uh, we got a few familiar faces. One asshole didn't want to join us.
Thanks a lot,
Um,
Wisey.
so we replaced him with our buddy Rich.
Rich, you got big shoes to fill because now we don't have the de facto joke maker or the joke man that we can play jokes on. So unfortunately for you, gonna have to hold up to the fire.
Try your best.
So in addition, we got David as always and Harold. What's up, fellas? How's everybody doing tonight?
Living the dream.
Pretty good. How are you?
Good.
Not too bad.
I think we should deliver the sad news first, Bobby. The sad news is our buddy Chris couldn't be on the pod tonight because he got injured doing something with his throat. We're not exactly sure what it is, but his voice isn't working.
You guys know how Selma Hayek gave what's his name, Michael Douglas, throat cancer from oral? Well, Chris also got throat cancer from oral. However, it wasn't a hot chick; it was a dude.
Salma Hayek, isn't it? Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Catherine's, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
It's a fucking hot Mexican box. Who cares?
Yeah.
Oh man.
1 minute in, let's go.
Let's go. So the other part of that news is Chris isn't being fed again, so we're gonna have to work on that one as well. So it's tough going for him, but we miss him. All the best to you, buddy. Hope you recover. Just better your technique, really. So anyways, moving on, Bobby.
And there we have it. Quick update on Chris. Hopefully he'll join us eventually, but we'll see.
Or he hates us, one or the other.
I'm pretty sure I know which one it is. But figured we'd still get together with the boys, have some laughs.
Right.
It's been a while. It's been a very long while.
Just say this. How long has it been since you've done one of these?
That I've been on, at least
it's been a couple months. It's been a few months.
Easily 6 months. Gotta be, maybe longer.
Yeah.
So I listened to all of the podcasts while I was running.
Well,
and you know how hard it is to try and concentrate on running when you're laughing your ass off.
Yeah.
I can tell you the last one that we did was just Harry and me.
Right.
Yeah. And it was at your place.
And that was on the 12th of November. So we did it we recorded it the 11th of November. Yeah, dude, it was almost like a 3-hour long podcast. That was nuts.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good one too.
I can't run for that long. It's normally about half an hour. 40.
Well, just do like I do whenever I stop a podcast. I just rewind it 10 seconds and hopefully I remember where I was at.
Yeah.
I remember last year where I live, I was running over the Chase, which is like and I laughed out loud as I ran past this guy, and he shit himself. These kind of like, I'm listening to something, and this guy's looking at me again, Rick. That's quite funny.
Yeah. Sometimes they hit, sometimes they don't. But we keep the inappropriate jokes going. Bobby, you have a few things to discuss tonight?
I do. Since it's been a while, I don't know if you guys remember, this TikTok craze and other craze about Spartan shit.
Spartan shit?
Yeah, Spartans. Spartan warriors?
Yeah.
Like Michigan State?
No. Like men from Sparta, like old like Roman soldiers and shit like that.
Greek,
actually, yeah.
I know whose mic I'm muting. No. Yeah, Greek. Okay, sorry. Like I said, I'm pretty deep already. And I don't know, there's a lot of people that, they talk about how awesome they were, but then there's some people that talk about how gay they were and
Yeah,
how
I-
to increase testosterone, what Spartan warriors used to do. Do you know what they used to do to increase their testosterone?
No.
Rich is shaking his head yes. Rich, do you want to take a stab at it?
it involved the younger members of the Spartan tribe, the younger male members, for instance. So,
Not necessarily.
well,
Maybe, yeah, that might be part of it, but they also used to have, like, say whoever is next to you in line or wherever you guys would bunk down, they would hold each other's balls or sniff their taints and balls just because that essence, that musk, would enhance and increase their testosterone to make them more prepared for battle.
Hmm.
Like, could you imagine, like, man, I'm about to fight this motherfucker. Pull your nuts out. you know?
Bobby, I sometimes I want to know. I wouldn't want to see your search engine. I'm just
No,
saying.
dude, my TikTok I cannot open around anybody in my family.
we had a conversation about buying MacBooks yesterday, and he was like, "Yeah, it'll link to your phone and shit like that." And I went, "No, it's probably best I don't buy a MacBook. It's one of those things I don't want my phone linking to."
Oh, you can turn that off.
Oh,
'Cause
I'm buying a MacBook then. That's fine.
I have a MacBook for that me and the wife use, but our phones are kept set. Like, our phones kind of connected to it, but nothing physically links to it. So I'm not
Yeah,
seeing.
separate but equal,
and
right?
yeah, so I'm not seeing shit. She's not seeing shit.
Hmm.
And the kids definitely aren't seeing shit in case they have to use our thing. That's why I have it set up that way. But yeah, you can definitely do that and set it up in a way where they only communicate with one another if you physically make it.
Right. Yeah, I don't want anybody to see mine either. I'm like the lead of the family group or whatever, and I don't want anybody. Oh, you also can't see anybody's iCloud either, which is good. So
Yeah, what you have to do is you just have to create an Apple ID for each family member,
yeah, they're all set
and
up.
then it's all good.
I'm trying to get on Harry's plan. He seems to be paying things for everybody already, so I just want to see if he'll hook me up as well.
No, see, the thing is, I only dabble with dumb people because that way I can have everything set up and nobody really gets into it. Like, if you want to have like an easy life like that, you have to date somebody stupid and poor. That way you can use Apple products and you'll have your privacy to you 100%.
I don't know what you're referring to, but it's awesome. All right.
Hey, it doesn't matter who I'm referring to because none of them speaks English, so I don't give a fuck. Hey, I'm coming in guns a-blazing. I don't care.
There you go, man. That's the way to do it.
I'm almost afraid now to open up TikTok and look at search Spartans. I'm afraid of what I actually run across.
Oh man, there's a guy that was talking about. I actually just saw this on the Your Mom's podcast. There's a bald dude with a pretty sweet beard. Good looking dude, not gonna lie. Pretty good looking guy. Huh?
Rich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he was talking about how he saves his cum and his pee in jars, and he likes to nourish himself with it. So take that as you will. He said he was taking a pee, but he was fooling around with, I don't know if it was his partner, his wife, whatever, did not specify, but said, oh, I had some nice pre-cum there. So put it in the pee jar to add some extra, nourishment and everything that you need to increase your masculinity. And he just took a big fucking gulp. Like, you hear him, he's explaining this as he's peeing into a fucking jar. You hear it. And then he just takes a big gulp and it dribbles down his beard and it's just like, ugh. And he goes, oh, that was so good.
Where the fuck are you finding this at, Bobby?
It was on a pod. This one was on a podcast. This one, thank God, is not on my feed yet, but I'm pretty sure it's coming.
Or he is.
That's fine.
Yeah, there's a lot of I'm quite interested in the Spartans, actually, not that side of it. Yeah, there's a lot of conflicting stories.
Yeah,
about,
there definitely is. It
Yeah,
is
but-
interesting.
There's a reason they say go in Greek. You know what I mean? So they used to dabble in the backside too. So, high five your buddy, fuck your buddy. I guess it was all the same for all I know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy, I'm going into battle. Can you pop a load in my mouth? Yeah, no problem, buddy. Oh, fuck.
I mean, I think it's so to fuck your respect.
Are you going to start your own jar now, Harry, or what?
No, my connection's lagging. I was about to post that in the
Okay.
group too. I always have to wait for a couple of seconds, and I never really. It's like my timing's like completely off because I have to wait for a couple of seconds for it to buffer, for you to finish whatever y'all said, or for me to hear it, and then to be able to comment on it. So it could be that my energy is still like rah, 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 and everybody's pausing. So like, really,
Are
cut
you
me
on
some slack.
dial-up?
What?
You on dial-up?
No, but my mom's internet plan is like really, really cheap, and signal has to go through 6 or 7 bookcases till it gets to
Oh.
my room. Yeah,
No, gotcha.
that's why I wanted to do it in person, but somebody had COVID.
Great job, Bobby. Thanks a lot. You ruined Harry's night.
I'm good. It's just the rest of my house has it. Don't want to,
We could all went to Harry's place.
And then we all would have had shitty internet.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that's fine. No, I meant your place up where you live at. Not.
Oh my god, yeah, that would have been.
Actually, you know what?
great.
To be funny, to be honest with you, because you were saying that you were having some problems because you're doing a football podcast and you're catching some flack about it. And I think it's hilarious because you're actually doing one that is informative. You're talking about current things, and stuff that's going on in an actual season. Like it has. But imagine if you had us over to do this podcast. It's a big difference.
And your significant other was to hear about jars of piss and cum.
And I literally show up in the state that I'm in now, eating a fucking gummy and just drinking my goddamn dick off.
Yeah, and other shit that Rich is into. I don't know.
Well, the thing is, she already met you, so it would be cool, but she'd probably misinterpret the whole thing because she'd be like, "Oh, we're having visitors." And the point that I'm trying to get across that she doesn't really understand is these people aren't here to see her.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, talking Tiffany. I get it. Okay.
Put your tits away and go make some sandwiches. We're busy.
That would be nice though. Be brought a sandwich in the middle of the podcast.
That would be sweet.
Well, she'd probably do it too. I mean, it's really strange. On one hand, she doesn't want to be the center of attention, and on the other hand, she wants to be the one who calls all the shots.
Right.
And that's really strange because I'm like, if you don't feel comfortable with all these guys being around, then just be invisible for those 2 hours, or at least for those 10 seconds that it takes for them to walk through the hallway, go to the basement, and then record with me. And then when you hear us coming up the stairs, shit, just vanish again.
Yeah.
My ex-wife used to hate when I would make jokes and stuff and be the center of attention, making people laugh. She would hate that shit. She would like, why do you always have to be the center of attention? I guess she got so mad about it, she stabbed me. So I would take it easy, Harry.
Yeah.
I've had that one too.
Some jokes do go
100%.
too far.
Yeah. Some jokes go too far. I'm glad we can all keep straight faces. So, yeah, is what it is.
Never mind.
Stories. True stories. Both of you, all three of you started to think maybe it's not so bad. Maybe it's not so bad. Not so bad at all.
I'll be back shortly, all right? Because I've got that delivery coming.
Delivery?
Yeah. Lisa's going away and I've got to pick up.
Gotcha.
All right.
All right. See you.
That's a bit.
Yeah, that's Britain for you. They got people delivering cocaine to your house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now that the sober guy's gone, I'm going to take a sip of this beer. Cheers.
Women
Dude, I've
sober
been
guy.
Rich. He hasn't drank anything yet this year.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
I know.
I've definitely been putting him down.
Well, my fat ass went on a diet, and I am down 6 kilos, man.
Nice.
Nice.
And all bullshit. I started last Thursday.
Good shit.
No, all bullshit to the side. So I don't know what the hell it is. All I'm doing is counting calories. I'm not doing anything special. But
It makes a difference, man. When you
yeah.
count calories and take sugar out of it or
Well,
reduce it.
it makes a difference when you go from 2 sandwiches at lunch to one, and you start to realize what exactly 15 milliliters of mayonnaise is. When your warped Southern perception of mayonnaise is that, yeah. So actually, I just switched some things out, man. Went from mayonnaise to mustard, really, and it's basic stuff. And yeah, so we'll see. I'm trying to live a bit longer. Actually, to be honest with you, trying to get off these pills I have to take. So fuck big pharma.
Yeah,
Bastards.
exactly.
Yeah, man. I'm down.
So,
I'm proud of you. Proud of you.
Yeah, it's got to. I appreciate it. It's got to be one of those things where sometimes you just got to be like, fuck, man. You know, you only throw so many X's behind that shirt, buddy. So you have to realize yourself and then move it forward. You know, it is what it is. So we'll see. We'll see where I end up. But I was actually, all bullshit aside, inspired by Rich, man. He's really taking this shit by the horns and running forward with it. So, you know, good for him.
Yeah.
Good for him, man. Yeah. Need a lot more of that encouragement from your boys too. I think sometimes guys don't get that shit, but
No, yeah, definitely not. It's always great to have somebody there that can push you along a little bit, because that little bit of motivation does a lot.
Yeah, it does. Absolutely, it does. And he was like, "Hey, I'm going to come over for the summer party, Bobby. We're probably going to have that summer party again.
Okay.
Harry, you come too. That's going to be fun.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Rich is going to head over. I think he's going to head over. He's like, "Hey, man, but I probably ain't going to be drinking that much. Nobody's going to force you to drink anything. You don't want to drink anything, man. You know what? We're not those guys. I'll never be that guy. Oh,
yeah, you can be absolutely sober.
Yeah, and have a great time.
I was there. I had one beer and I had a blast.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, but you probably came over drunk.
No, I had to drive.
He had to drive. Yeah. And
So-
Bobby, and to be fair, Bobby don't play those games. So it's not worth it either. It absolutely isn't. And it's not even for getting people all the time say, "Hey, I don't want to get a DUI." Fuck that. You don't want to kill somebody because you couldn't put the beer down or you couldn't call fucking taxi. Here in Europe, you have no excuse anywhere, but here in Europe, you really don't have an excuse. I mean, sure, taxis aren't exactly cheap these days, but it's better than killing somebody or killing yourself or whatever. So don't be a cunt. Don't drink and drive.
That was like when we were just in Paris last month. The night we arrived, we where the apartment was, we parked the car in an underground garage,
right,
and left it there until we went home. The rest of the time, just took Ubers everywhere. It was awesome.
Speaking of that, did you see what just passed in Paris?
No.
You get fined. You get charged for how big your car is. When you park it in the city now, you get charged for how big it is.
Yes.
And
Holy shit.
Crazy expensive an hour. Somebody said like 18 euros an hour for a Tesla. Because of the weight. They go by the weight of your car, not if it's electric or not. It goes by the weight. And you know the batteries you got, you guys can both say your cars are heavy.
So, my car is fucking I don't know what yours weighs, Harry, but mine's about close to 2.7.
Yeah, that's about it.
Yep.
Yeah.
2.5-ish.
So apparently some people have come up with the ideas already to build these huge parking decks on the outside of Paris. But the outside of Paris is certainly it's a good drive. You got to drive through that traffic. If you've ever had to drive in Paris, it is absolutely, it's bonkers.
It is bonkers.
Yeah. So, is what it is. There's one topic I wanted to bring up, Bobby. Something funny that's been. I've seen a lot of these videos on Instagram and on TikTok occasionally, where people who buy these electric cars and they understand the concept of them, but don't understand the concept of you have to use a pay charge station and not just anybody's. They've been pulling up to people's private charging stations and charging it as long as they can until the people come out and bitch them, and then they drive off. But in the meantime, You know what I mean? Like, the meantime, they're sitting there with their car on somebody's fucking private
See,
charger.
I don't understand how that's even possible. The charger that I had, you have to swipe. It only works if you swipe a card. Yeah,
Yeah,
like Harry would charge on it. You have to swipe a card. I actually switched it out. I have one directly from Tesla because they gave it to me for free. So I hooked it up, and it only goes. It's only connected to my car. So if Harry were to come over and do it, I would have to physically open the app up and grant access to it on the give the charger access. Say, hey, you can charge this car, or else it won't work.
so if I had an EV, a Kia EV or something like this, and I came over to your place and wanted
Nope.
to charge my car, I can't charge it on a Tesla one?
No, you absolutely can, but I have to allow it.
Okay, good.
So
Yeah.
somebody
I got
can't
the
just
allowance.
somebody
got the
can't just
allowance
pull into
part,
my
yeah.
driveway and start charging the car. It won't work.
I just think it's funny. They
Yeah.
posted these videos and people are losing their minds, but I thought the same thing. I thought with any Tesla
It's
station, you had to
clickbait.
use something. Yeah. I just think it's funny. I
Yeah,
found
honestly,
it hilarious.
yeah. I mean, I'm sure like the initial ones, like the first ones when they just started like implementing this whole EV thing, like prior to COVID, some of them might have been like open, but nowadays, like at least you have an RFID chip, if not an app. So no
Yeah.
chance.
And to be honest with you, that's the reason why I switched to the Tesla one, because
Yeah.
the one that I had before, I could open up my app and I could hit start charging. And it
Right.
worked maybe 70% of the time. The rest of the time I had to get the card out of the car, scan it, and then it would start charging, put the card away, and then close up and go. With the Tesla one, since it's connected directly to my car, I plug it in and walk away. That's it. I don't have to do anything whatsoever. It just automatically goes and leaves, and then it starts charging. And what's cool is when it's done, there's a button on the actual handle. I press it, and it will unlock the charging port, and it will stop charging and unlock the charging port, and then I can just walk away. Where the other one, I had to go into the car or into my Tesla app and unlock, like stop charging, unlock charger port, and I had to like press shit. Now I don't have to do anything. It's awesome.
Yeah, I'm also I also saw something else interesting. This GM Honda joint venture, this hydrogen fuel cell.
Mm-hmm.
That seems like a pretty cool thing coming around too. So I want to see.
Honda's had it available in the States for, I think it was just in California for 10 years now.
What's interesting is they have that place here in Gießen, that this huge gas station they built over there by the Avis place.
On Schiffenberger Hall, but they don't have it available yet.
Yeah, but it's set up for it. So eventually, that's good. That's a close one. I guess that probably might be the only one, unfortunately. So I really want to see what they come out with and what it looks like, but
it's expensive.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure there's nothing right now cheap. I don't even want the cheapest EV you can get right now is maybe this one from was it MG or whatever, but it's even the one from Kia went up something like 15 or 16,000 euros. It's crazy. So
what about those Chinese? Aren't they cheaper?
Those BYDs are not bad.
Yeah, they're not bad at all. It's just I think there's a negative attachment to buying anything Chinese, that it's known for mass production and cheap production. It's changed a lot, although the initial returns on the airplane that they recently built, based on Comac, their own company, hasn't come back great. So yeah, I guess you could get it as long as it's got a warranty with it, and that you read.
To be honest with you, if you go with the BYD, it's pretty good. They've been a battery builder for years. In fact, Tesla's been using them for close to a decade.
Right.
So they're pretty good.
The
quality, from my understanding, is pretty good. But I mean, some of them, let's be real. Even though it's a Chinese one, it's still not that cheap.
No, but I have a feeling Sorry, but I get the feeling that if you buy anything here in this country, it's not going to be cheap. So anything, but they look. You gotta be honest. They look pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
To be honest with you, like my whole thing, like I wanted the Mercedes SUV, the electric one. Like I wanted it so bad, the EQB.
yeah.
I was literally about to pull the trigger on one.
Right. Mm,
But the more I looked into it, the more details and everything I looked at, yeah, it was cool. I liked that it had the front cluster. The Model Y does not. It just has a big screen, but it does a lot more.
mm.
But for me, what it really came down to was the charging rate.
Right.
Because my Tesla can go up to 250 kilowatts.
Yeah.
The Mercedes, the absolute highest, if you're lucky, it says 125, but everybody that posts realistically is like anywhere from 80 to 90 kilowatts. And Harry will tell you if you're on a supercharger and you're traveling, that could be, I mean, that's the difference. That makes a difference of 15 minutes or 50 minutes,
Yeah.
that rate of charge. And it's like, man, if we go to like, we drive to Italy every summer and shit like that, I'm not trying to sit at every fucking charging station every 2 hours for an hour. That's insane.
Do me a favor though, guys. Tell me this doesn't look like a Tesla. Sorry, I thought it was Sharon. I'm used to a different program.
Yeah, it does. Looks like a Model S.
Doesn't
Well,
it?
well, it's
Like
yeah,
the
that's
entire website
BYD.
looks like
That's the-
Teslas.
yeah.
Definitely does.
Yeah. Well, Harry, I'm not sure. Was yours
That's
was
better
yours
than Tesla though, isn't it? Don't you think the interior?
At least it looks better.
was yours built here in Germany or was yours American?
I'm pretty sure it was built in the States.
Okay. Because it's possible that you have a battery from them in your car.
From BYD?
Yep.
And that really looks good, gentlemen. That one right there. Say
Yep.
what you want. That looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that thing start at? Or what's it at?
It doesn't, and to be fair, it doesn't say. I was
Okay.
looking for it myself. But I mean, just the interior, that's a little tight back there. Sorry, but that looks a little.
No, if you get a third row seat in anything, it's insane. You will never be able to put like you can't put anything in the trunk. You lose the trunk completely. It's very uncomfortable for the people sitting there. If you're looking for more than 5 seats, you need an actual like van, like a Mercedes van or something.
Yeah. Do you guys know what BYD stands for?
Nope.
It's right there on the right there. Build your dreams.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I had no idea until I saw that. No idea. Yeah, but yeah, I've just got no need to display all of them, but I think that you guys are right. It's not a bad looking car at all.
No, they're not bad.
Yeah,
In fact, that's actually Tesla's biggest competitor.
Yeah. They don't say what it costs, but I'm gonna kindly in the background here look and see what it costs. I just want to let you know that car that I just showed you, last one, the actual name of that car is the Tang.
Mm-hmm.
So you have the Atto, which is the small one. You have the Han, which is, you said looks like the Model S.
Mhm.
That's the Han. Then you got the Tang, which is that one, and then you got the Dolphin, which is, I would say, looks more like one of those. What is that? Volkswagen in betweens, like those
Like a
in
Golf.
between the mini SUV version of that, like whatever that
Okay.
is.
Yeah, like a Tiguan or something.
Yeah, little even smaller than that. And you got the Seal, which apparently, actually, to be honest with you, that looks more like the sporty one. I have to look these up. I don't know. You piqued my interest yet, Bobby. There you go. That's what we do.
Hmm?
That one. That looks the sportier one,
Oh, that looks like the Model 3.
Yep.
doesn't it? It looks. And it's even faster than the other one, than the Han.
Yep.
So I don't know. It's all interesting, but actually, dude, I'm sorry, but I find that to look better than actually anything Tesla has. Sorry.
Yeah,
Hey,
dude, I'll be
Tesla's
honest
always
with my
gonna
car
have
is ugly as shit,
Tesla's always going to have that
especially from the
special
front.
appeal. But don't you think Tesla always has that special appeal? Because since it was kind of like the first, not the first electric one, but the first mass really electric. It's got that.
It might, but like I said, what it came down to for me was actually cold hard facts. It charges the fastest. It had the
Yeah.
better range. It has way more space. And if I'm stuck at a charger, like granted, I don't need the Netflix. I don't need Disney Plus. I don't need the video games or anything like that. However, it was pretty sweet to watch some shorts on Disney Plus with the kids when we were at a supercharger when we were driving to and from France. So
Yeah.
that kind of stuff is pretty cool. But like I said, the rate of charging is second to none.
So this says it
Well,
goes from
that's not true. The Porsche actually has a better one.
The Porsche has a better one.
Yes, I think the Porsche starts out at 275 or whatever. It drops off after 5 minutes or so.
Yeah, but there's no chargers here, and are there any chargers that are over 250 here?
Yeah, anything ENBW, they're 300s.
Really? I did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then I'm sorry, I did not know that.
So
Yeah,
how
but
well
here's
is
the
this
thing.
one?
Okay,
How
so
well is this one here?
okay,
So
I have to backtrack for a second. Harry, you might say, okay, Porsche might have better. I'm what I could afford. It was the Model Y or the EQB. You know what I mean? It was like in that range, or like Ioniq 5 from Hyundai, like between those three. But the Hyundai, it was out of the running real quick. They have an insane amount of problems.
Yeah. Hey, how good is this one here? 150 kilowatt DC from 30% to 80% in 26 minutes.
That's not great.
No?
No.
Okay, I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
If it's limited to 250, that's pretty much what your Model S will give you too. Tesla, you have to really differentiate between the models. Like with the Model Y that Bobby has and the Model 3, which is basically the non-SUV Model Y, you get the most bang for your buck, I have to admit.
Okay.
Because
I can go to 250.
Yeah, the Model 3 can't. Model 3 is, I think, 150 or 135, one of the two.
Okay.
And I don't really see, like, after having driven one for 4 years now, I don't see why people even buy it, because yeah, it looks like a Mercedes or whatever. I think it's like, out of the Teslas, I still don't think it'll win a beauty contest, but from the models they have, I think it's the best looking one.
What, the S?
Yeah, but that's about it.
100%. Mine is ugly as dog shit. From the front, but from the back, it's got an ass on it, son. It looks nice.
Yeah. I'm gonna say never mind. I had something for that. Let's not put Dave out there like that. I was gonna say that's a joke that can extend to people I know. That's fine. Yeah. So
no, man, do it, hit it.
I don't do it.
Shit, I slammed my girlfriend earlier on. Don't be a pussy.
No, that didn't happen here. No. Oh, here we go. So the BYD Seal, which is the smaller, no, that's the one we saw. That is the last one that you said looks like the Model 3. That one starts at 44,900 euros.
Yep. And that's the thing. A lot of people are going to say, okay, well, I'm paying that for a Model 3. So a lot of people will go, because like you said, it's a Chinese mass produced thing, and they'll go for the Tesla or something different.
Yeah.
Is that what a Model 3 starts at?
No, I think it might be cheaper. I think they start at like 41. The long range, I think, is like 51, maybe. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I think, because that's the one that's on my radar right now. Because we have to get a second car this year. Because Mila's is going to, we're giving it to our oldest for her to drive, because she's doing her she finished with her like actual theory and stuff, and she's doing her driving lessons, and then she's doing her license.
Okay.
So then we're just going to give her Mila's car.
And apparently this car only comes in one trim level.
Yeah. Well, that's how a lot of them are. They only do, that's another thing about the Tesla. There's no interior is, and I don't know how it is with Harry's, but with mine, with the Model Y, there's 3 different trim levels. There's a standard, which is rear wheel drive. That's the only difference between them, is the rear wheel drive and how much horsepower they actually have, and the battery. Because then when you get into the battery is different in the standard range,
Right.
and then the long range and the performance, they're identical. The only thing that's different is wheels and how they're programmed.
Right. Mm-hmm. Okay.
But that's it.
Hmm.
So mine with the acceleration boost is maybe it will edge out a performance just for a few minutes, but overall I think it's mine's supposedly rate, it stops at 217 kilometers an hour and the performance will go 250.
Okay.
But as far as like off the line, we're 4.2 seconds.
I just remember going with Harry in that Tesla the first time you did that cheetah mode or whatever. That thing
Oh,
threw
yeah.
me back in the seat. But you lost like 36% of your battery at the same time. So.
Yeah, launches will get you.
Yeah. Yeah. But you know, I just I think they have their own beauty to them, but I think like they're the original OG at this point. They're not the first electric vehicle, but the original. If anybody thinks of electric car, the first thing that comes in their head is probably Tesla. So
Yep.
Yeah.
or at least it should be. So
And
also, I think, I mean, nowadays you do have to consider, do you want to support China, who's probably winning the race as we speak, or already have
regardless,
one?
you're supporting them whether you like it or not.
Yeah. But that's also a consideration, I mean, if I can get something American, or if I can get something actually made in Germany, even though it might be a little more expensive, then that's usually what I look into.
See, mine was built here in Germany. Mine was at that the mega plant, that giga plant in Berlin, outside of Berlin.
Yeah, so you're supporting the country you live in. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right. But it's also an American car. But that's and to be honest with you, I'm not. And a lot of people, they're like, "Oh, you have an electric car, cool." They immediately think that I'm a fucking hippie or something like that. I'm
There you
not, like, I don't care. For me, it all comes down to I'm saving an insane amount of money a month. And our driving costs are almost at zero.
Right.
So, I mean, the
Yeah,
only thing I have is insurance. Full coverage on it is less than 60 euros a month that I pay for full coverage on it. That's it.
Yeah. I don't think you're doing anything particularly wrong. I mean, you're looking out for yourself, and at the same time, if it works, it works. Rich, it would have been so awesome if you'd came in here with your shirt off. Just shirt off.
Finger in your belly button.
I was getting ready to say, Rich looks like he changed into something more comfortable down there. Ooh, shit!
Great.
Your balls are hanging out.
Now, the delivery still hasn't come, so I'll probably drop out again in a minute. Fucking time delivery slot my ass.
Yeah.
That's usually how it has.
I would say, Rich, don't hold the phone too far away, because if somebody else is talking, it completely blows you out. Plus, we want to see it then. There you go, buddy. Internet's still better. Internet's still better than Harry's. Okay, so yeah. No, yeah, after we lost all our listeners there, I was talking about EV vehicles, but I do think if there's a bigger selection out there, the longer we go, the easier the price will go down. But it's also the fact that me and Rich were discussing this recently. Some of these projects they want to do with some of these vehicles and things like that, these 18-wheelers as we call them in the States, or LKVs are here in Germany, or I can't remember what you call it in the actual UK.
Arctics.
Lorries.
Yeah.
Well, Arctics, not lorries.
So Do I have to remind you that we took your language and improved it for you, you dandy?
But there's two words, the UK language, Bobby, you will never be able to improve on.
I love.
Fuck you. All right.
I love the actual, like, the disappointed sigh before you started it. He went.
But you had one before that, Bobby, which made it even better.
What's that?
You were like, yeah, whatever. Like when he said, I don't remember what Rich just said. He said something to you, and it chapped your nips a bit. I don't know what it was exactly, but I can't remember now. Anyway, so the amount of batteries that these trucks would take, and the weight that these trucks would take, I don't think the roads are built for it yet. I don't think it's anything structurally sound.
No.
Not only that, but Rich, what was the thing? There was something about they posted in there.
18. There's a company in Ohio somewhere, and they wanted to change 18 of their fleet to electric lorries, and they went with the proposal to the electric company, and the electric company basically turned around and said, "Are you taking the piss? Because you will wipe out the whole county every evening when you charge your vehicles. It will draw every ounce of electricity that their power station produces." And it's like,
yeah,
right,
Well,
okay.
if only they could get a hold of cheap French electricity, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
I just think that some of these companies are trying to do what they think is the right thing, but they're way ahead of their time. The infrastructure is not set up. Nothing is, man. The power grid can't handle it.
No.
But on the other hand, you have to start somewhere. And I think the way Bobby just reiterated how he made the decision to go electrical, I think that's the way it should go if you want to implement changes in society for whatever, incentivize people, tell people or show to people like, okay, if you go this way, then you'll save an X amount of your yearly income that you could use on something else, that you can use on improving your house in a certain way, which again will drop costs amount wide. That's the way it should go, instead of just regulating stuff and basically bullying people into buying certain products.
Yep.
Well, I don't know if they've done that in Germany or Europe, but in the UK, they basically turn around and says after 2030, there's no more diesel cars being made in the UK. Okay, so they've put a line in the sand and said it's supposed to be 2025. They put it out by 5 years, and they've turned around and said no more diesel cars are going to be made in the UK.
Yep.
If you buy a diesel car in 2030, it's still going to last 13 to 15 years anyway, because that's 200,000 miles.
See, hold on. This is the thing that blows my fucking head, my mind. Diesels, as long as you change the oil, they run forever. There's nothing, there will nothing go wrong with them. I have a 1983 Ford F-250 that is still running. The odometer has been around several times. I bought that truck for $400. It still runs. It's at my stepbrother's house. The only thing I ever had to do with it, I had to replace the brake lines when I first got it and the starter. That's it. There's nothing. In the close to 20 years that we've had that truck, nothing. We have not put in, maybe in total, less than $1,000 in 20 years. That's nothing.
Is this truck in Ohio?
Yeah.
That means you haven't changed the tires of the brakes either. So that's it.
Why do you say that?
It's fucking hillbilly country. Everybody knows that. You're not changing the
You
brakes.
gotta change. You got to.
Do you got to, Bobby? You don't really got to, do you? I mean, it's a good idea.
You want to know something funny? I actually drove that truck for 3.5 months with a blown brake line.
I'm sure you did. I'm not surprised.
But it was a stick, so I just used that as the brakes.
Rich is taking us to the shitter with him. That's going to be awesome.
No, let the dogs out. So.
Blow it up.
Yeah. So, today the show's really gone full spectrum. We talk about electric cars here at the end, Tortas, and then at the beginning we talked about jars of piss and cum. So we've hit it all.
I was trying to keep it on topic, but you're the one who switched it to electric cars.
Well, I was just curious. You guys are the experts now. You and Harry got it all figured out.
Yeah,
kind of, maybe.
Well, like I said, for me, it's an absolute no-brainer. You know what I mean? I spend like what I spend on that car, I spend anyway on a car, but now I've completely reduced my monthly output in fuel.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know,
I think you drove a lot too, Bobby. So
yeah, I drive a lot. Like my Honda, I was driving, it was costing me over 400 euros a month just in gasoline.
I think we're paying 60 euros right now. We don't really, since I have home office, we don't really have, we have to go to the kindergarten in the morning. That's like total of 7 kilometers. And
But you guys have a diesel, don't you?
Yeah.
That's so bad.
I know, but
You gotta get like at least once a week, just take a lap, open that thing up, because the problem is how diesels are.
I know, Bobby.
It will build
do
up the valves. You break a valve, you're fucked.
Yeah.
It gets a
Exhaust gas recirculation valve. You need to sort that out. You need to put the car in about third gear and thrash the nuts off it.
Yep.
Yeah. it gets a 40 kilometer round trip every Wednesday, so it's good on the
Okay.
autobahn. On the autobahn, so it's fine. It's
Yeah,
going to
but
Wetzlar once a week. Yeah.
I mean this is a cool episode. I mean we've gone to like a environmental friendly PC kind of how to change your life and improve the world kind of thing. I just want to like let everybody at least this just hit my mind. Anything a Brit says sounds so sophisticated, and it sounds like stuff that I
It
that I
does,
really
doesn't
wanted
it?
to, absolutely. It sounds like something that I want to like say, like to thrash the fucking balls off it. It sounds oh my god, I'm gonna have that sounds like something I want to get tattooed on my forearm.
Yes.
Or something I'll say in a wrestling promo. I will thrash the fucking balls off you. It's just that's just so awesome. I
Hey,
appreciate it. That's all I want
Hey,
to say.
say it again, Rich, because you were too far away from the phone. Didn't pick it up.
I said, give me a big stick so I can give it a damn good thrashing.
I mean, it's been a while. We owe our listeners something that they're really waiting for. Bobby, what's your least favorite race in the world?
Well, this is a little awkward that Rich is here.
And everything went silent. Okay. Cool.
Whoops.
Well, Rich hits 2 countries really because he's like 52% Welsh or whatever.
Fuck you.
See, it's funny. He's 52% Welsh, 48% English, but 100% Chav.
One of these days. I'm Celtic, Britannic.
I'm sorry, did you say retarded?
Britannic, not
Oh.
retarded.
I'm sorry. Hey, it glitched. Not my fault.
Italian, Norwegian.
Yeah, you British have been everywhere. That's why.
Well, no, because everybody's been to them.
It's true.
No.
You're really breaking up, Rich. You got to pull the phone closer, buddy.
Literally. How fucking close do you want me to have this phone, man? Seriously.
That's good. We really couldn't hear you.
So I've got my hand over the bottom of the phone. That's why. Yeah, so I'm a bit of a bastard. So
yeah, but we're all American
I
here.
think we all are, man. Everybody, there's
Look at Harry.
none
He's
of
a
us
fucking
here that
citizen.
can claim anything.
yeah, I'd be interested to see where you go. I suppose you know. I think David's what 99% Irish with a name like Colvin. It's got to be.
Yeah, but you realize that I know where my grandparents came from on one side, so they came from England as well. So I'm pretty clear about that.
See,
okay.
That's what's funny.
And my grandmother spoke German as well, so I know where that one's coming from. I'm European, mixed. You go to the States, everybody gets a little Indian in them. It's just how it was. So somehow Harry ended up with Chinese, which I find fascinating.
Harold is just absolute bonkers. He has like a Scottish or Irish family name, but his dad is nowhere near that.
Yeah, that's because one of y'all's grandparents probably lured mine out of a bush in West Africa somewhere, dragged him on a boat, dragged him across the Atlantic, and the rest is history.
Oh, we're laughing not at the slavery. We're laughing at the joke. Let's be clear.
Yes, that's what it is.
We're celebrating.
Sorry, I saw an opportunity, had to take it.
I'll take it. And people would argue that your own people dragged each other out of the bushes and put them on the boats. And we did the rest. Well, not necessarily me, but
Yeah, man, Kanye was on some shit.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah,
Actually,
but
Kanye said he said it was a choice.
yeah, you could get on the boat or get your head bashed in.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
get your balls fucking thrashed.
That or all those people were really into bondage, one or the other.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't think it was a choice because like nobody in my family would get close to a boat.
No. Do you think that's why a lot of never mind. I'm gonna stop. I was gonna
throw the brakes on right now.
I was gonna make a swimming joke and be like, maybe that's why they can't swim.
See, I just hinted at it because I knew that you were gonna take that alley oop.
Well, you know he would slam it down.
All I have to do is throw it up there, and I know Bobby's gonna.
I can't help myself. I can't help myself.
Yeah, no, I just find it's really is fascinating if you do one of those. I haven't done one yet. I think I would want. You did one, right, Rich?
Yeah, I did a My Heritage thing. Yeah, it's
I did a 23andMe.
Okay, where are you from?
So that's actually what's funny. I have a German last name.
Okay.
That's actually the roots actually there's two families that tie into like the German part of it, and they're actually from this area, like the state that we're in, Higer, which is close to Harold and David know. So in fact, some of them I'm trying to track down. You know the Roth oil and gas stations?
Yeah.
That's I think like Roth is like one of the families. I'm hoping it's one of them. I'm trying to hit those fuckers up. Be like, hey, what's up? We're long lost families. But that's where it stops. The rest of it is majority Irish.
With Chris, it's similar. I think he has like Rothschild.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my delivery's here. Time to go.
Have a good one, Rich.
There.
All right.
Yeah.
Take care, sir.
But no, the finding out the heritage stuff is pretty interesting. I can nerd out about that kind of stuff for days.
Yeah.
I just find it so interesting, just especially being over here. That's one of the cool things about being here in Europe is, you know, I can look out my window and I can see a castle from the 1100s, where in America, in the area that I grew up in, the oldest thing you're going to see is from the fucking, maybe if you're lucky, like turn of the century, like end of 1800s, early 1900s.
The only castle you're seeing is White Castle.
Yeah. I was getting ready to say, I can see a White Castle.
White Castle. I don't think I've seen a White Castle since I was like 5 or 6.
Yeah, it's crazy. Harry, I just think yours is crazier that you have Chinese in there. That's nuts. Or Asian.
Dude, no, it's literally Chinese. There were a lot of migrants from East China that ended up crossing the Pacific, like with the gold rush and the opportunity to become a mercenary in the American Civil War. Apparently there's more stories like that, more stories like mine. I'm really surprised because I thought that it was a singularity, but like when it comes to migration,
oh man, it was
the European
massive.
countries, yeah, especially Europeans know that it's never going to be only one migrant. You're just going to get like a lot of them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's how it was. That's how they were enticing them to come over to build the railroads.
Yeah. So, and from your mom's side, what are you getting there?
Eastern Prussia. So areas that are Poland now. I think my grandpa is from an area which is now Latvia. But y'all went that like both families just went westbound, and then the war happened. Everything kind of got intermingled, and a lot of people started fleeing westbound even further because they didn't want to live in the Soviet Union. Surprise. So that's how they ended up in West Germany.
So now here's maybe a stupid question. Do you have any German in you?
Yeah. My
Okay.
mom's like, well, whatever her genealogy is, but like my mom's side is 100% German,
Okay.
or well, Eastern Prussia, which used to be German. I mean,
Yeah, it was part
they just
of.
drew a line, like they
Yeah.
just drew a line and made it Poland, but it's German people.
Yep. Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. Interesting.
Speaking of drawing lines, did any of you guys watch the Tucker Carlson interview?
I watched the
I
first
watched a
30
little of it. I haven't watched the whole thing yet.
Yeah, I
I think
watched the first 30 minutes. I thought, actually, to be honest with you, I thought Putin came off as quite intelligent.
He's super smart.
Yeah. Dude broke down and had a history lesson at the beginning of it. I was like, Jesus. Tucker Carlson's like, yeah, what does this have to do anything? And Putin was like, you wait, I'm not finished. And I was like, all
yes,
right. Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
what I liked about it, because like the whole, maybe it was because of how the translator spoke, because the translator's voice was very different from Putin's actual voice, but he made him
Right.
sound like a Bond villain.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like a Bond villain explaining why he's gonna have to like wipe out a large part of Europe. I was like, this
Yeah.
is what we're doing. You know?
I mean, I don't want to come off as sounding like a sympathizer or anything like that, but there were treaties and promises made that NATO was going to stay far away, and it always encroaches more and more and more, so you can't break promises and then think you're still the good guy or you're not instigating anything. That's my
You,
biggest thing with it.
you almost start to go, are we the baddies?
Yeah, you can only get
Yeah.
spit in the face so many times before you lose your shit.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Or
But
get your shit pushed in, one or the other.
Yeah.
or that 100%. But the question that always pops into my mind when I think about the subject is, would Russia have done anything different if they would have had the capacity to at the time? Because when the Soviet Union broke apart, um, they were fucked. Like
Oh, it was
they're
so poor.
yeah. So they literally had nothing or no means of like extending their
Well,
sphere of influence.
here's the thing though, that I think maybe just for the fact that, like those oligarchs or whatever those people are. I mean, Russia, there was money there, but it's so corrupt that it just stayed in the hands of certain people. Kind of reminds you of like middle and 1800s, go to New York, Carnegie's, the Rothschilds and everything. You know what I mean? It's those kind of people that control everything. So,
What, Jews?
no.
Oh,
I don't think the Carnegies were. But um it doesn't matter. There was a lot of money there, but it was just so corrupt that it wasn't allocated to the places where it needed to be. Therefore, their entire economic system just crumbled and fell apart, and the poor got poorer, or they realized that they were poor.
yeah. All jokes aside, I don't think that the Carnegies or Rothschilds or whoever had any like ulterior motives into
No,
distributing all the wealth. It's just that in the capitalist system that the US has, it was like distributing the money was their way to even reap in higher profits.
right. My thing, so I use them as an example to those people because they had all the money, therefore they have the most influence. They are calling a lot of shots. They're influencing people that are setting the law. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And that's how it was in Russia. It still is. It's insane how corrupt it is. Because Mila's dad, he goes there every year for 6 weeks to hunt and fish. They go back to like Kazakhstan where they were, and he says it is insane corrupt because like they were on a lake this past year that he technically has the rights to, where he's allowed to do it. but you still have to pay your dues.
Hmm.
And it's not cheap.
So do you guys get a lot of fresh like elk meat or like salmon from over there?
No, you can't get it. We don't get anything from over there.
Oh man, that's too bad.
Because he flies, so you're not allowed to, you can't travel with that kind of shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
he also
Carnegie.
does it basically because, me they have a lot of families still over there. Like Mila's mom's entire family is there. All of them.
Mm.
She's the only one from her family that's here. So her dad basically goes over there every year to hunt and fish and provide them with what they need for the year as far as meat and that kind of stuff goes.
Cool.
So he does it because he loves to do it, but he's also helping multiple families.
I think we actually talked over Dave.
No, I was just gonna say Andrew Carnegie was Scottish.
Go.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think, and also the Rothschilds, that was they were German, which I forget what their original name was. They changed it because it was a butcher here in Germany with a red shield. That's why they called it so Rote Shield.
Hmm.
Rothschild. That's how they got that name, developed it when they went to America. I forget what their original name was.
Nope, you're wrong about the Rothschild.
No, I'm not.
The Rothschild family is a wealthy Ashkenazi Jewish noble banking family from Frankfurt that rose to prominence.
Okay, yeah. How did they? So, okay, they might be Jewish, but they were from here, from Germany. Look
Yeah,
into.
you're right. No. I just meant as far as if they're Jewish or not.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I forget what their original name was. But yeah,
Kind of crazy that they actually came from Frankfurt,
yep.
the free city of Frankfurt during the Holy Roman Empire. Yeah, people are learning a lot from us today, man. We are on it.
Yeah.
Look
That's
at
like
Harry.
what, like that kind of stuff is like where I go, where I get pretty autistic.
Pretty horny. It's pretty horny about it. It's Bobby.
God, what was the other one? I forget.
What, family?
No, from Standard Oil. I forget the guy's name.
Didn't that turn into BP?
It might have, but he was a Cleveland guy. I think the Carnegies were also in like they might, before they went to New York, also from Cleveland. Or
Rockefeller?
Rockefeller. No, not Rockefeller. It might be.
Yeah, that's who did the Standard Oil Company. On 10th January 1807, the John D. Rockefeller opened Standard Oil Company.
Then it might be, yeah.
It's the später U.S. oil concern ExxonMobil. So it turned into ExxonMobil.
Yep, it's possible.
The richest man in the history of the world.
All right.
This is going on YouTube.
We got the Newcastle Bear in the
Nice.
house.
That's awesome, man. Good for you. Good for
Better
you.
put a top on, man. It's cold. Can't turn the heat on. It costs too much.
Gonna have to upload this one to you Pornhub.
It's already on there.
Yeah, done and done.
We're live streaming it.
Did you get your delivery, Rich?
Yep. Yep.
Oh, he was pretty quick.
What are you're making me sick with what you're doing with your camera, man. Looks like a shitty 90s music video.
Uh,
What have I missed?
We were just talking about how shitty the UK is.
I completely agree.
How
So
things
what's
about how many people the Queen should be held as an accomplice to rape to.
Don't start giving smack on the Queen. I'll come over there and fucking kill you.
That's what almost got one of our acquaintances beat up. Believe me, I was there.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, looks like Charlie's on his way out as well.
Yeah,
Oh
I'd
yeah,
say
really?
so.
Is
Yeah,
he terminal?
No, they haven't told us yet, but it's pointing that way. So they were talking about regency for Prince William. So if they're going regency, there's something wrong with the king, kind of thing. So it's
is this like within the last couple days?
Yeah, I don't even know about this.
last few days. So he was diagnosed with. It was kind of on the news. It makes the BBC with a form of cancer. Well, there's only one kind of cancer. It's just where it is, kind of thing. So it's that they haven't told us where it is, but it's in his bowel. If it's in his bowel, we know the problems with that kind of thing. And then they turned around and said, there's already conversations going on about regency for William. So,
Man.
Dude, how don't get me wrong, Rich. Don't take this the wrong way. How shitty is it that you've been waiting to become king for decades, thinking your mom was like, "Oh, it's coming to the end of her term," and this tough old woman keeps going. Not finally she dies. It comes off the wrong way, but she passes away. You finally become king, and then about a year later, how long has it been? Year or 2 years?
Last year.
Okay.
Wasn't it?
Yeah. So it's been a year, an absolute year, and they're like,
but the best of it is we haven't even got the new pound notes with this thing on.
Yeah.
Shit, that's true.
Because they haven't they minted them and they're supposed to come out. I think it's this year.
I better
So
give me some.
you imagine you get a Prince Charles £5 note, it'll be worth a tenner straight away because it's if he.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's mad. So it's like David said, I feel for the guy. I really do. He was a good queen, and then you think, yes, I'm in. Oh, balls, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So,
but did he really, like, the way I understood it, or the way it was portrayed, at least in German media, he wasn't really too keen on becoming king, right? Because he was like perfectly fine with playing the number 2 or number 3 fiddle.
I think it was just because of how much time had passed.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, I think he was more resolved to the fact that it was going to go straight to William, and there was conversation that he would have just seceded and just stepped aside.
Oh wow!
But it actually happened. There was a conversation like a couple of years ago. So obviously when she died, 18 months ago, the royal analysts basically turned around and said, "Is Charles actually going to turn around and say, no? You know what? Jog on. I've got the Duchy of Cornwall. I make £1 billion a year. I'll just go and sit on that kind of thing." But since he's become king, obviously he inherits all of his mum's wealth, and then William became the Duchy of Cornwall, the Prince of Wales, and he inherits all of his wealth. And then you've got Harry looking after it in the colonies.
They got the. It's crazy when you look at the way that.
I bet that went over real good.
Oh, that's probably shit sandwich, that, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Nan's dead, and I'm going to be king in 2 years. How's that? Boom.
The prince. So it actually goes. I didn't know it went to his kids next.
Yep, it goes.
Yeah,
he's the line of succession. Yeah. So when the Queen died, before the Queen died, it was his dad, him, and then his brother, and then when they had kids, it became his dad, him, his 2 boys, and his daughter are all in line before Harry now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it says here it's the Prince of Wales, right? So then it's Prince George, his first son. Then it's actually Princess Charlotte.
Yeah, and then Prince Louis. Yeah.
And then Prince Louis.
Yeah. And then Harry.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Is it Harry's son as well? Is he in line?
Yeah. Yeah.
Stanley, whatever his name is.
How is Harry allowed? I thought he completely gave up those rights.
He's gave up royal duties. He's still a Prince of England. So
okay.
So he's just not. I don't think he's getting cut in on profits, though, right?
No, you don't. He lost a large swathe of income because they have the police look after them. So basically, they've got 24-hour guard, which is the police. And when he left the royal family, they gave him like 6 months and said after the 6 months, I know I'm paraphrasing, but they turned around and said after that you don't get the bits and bobs. So
I'm not. I hope nothing happens to the line of succession, but there are some very good name people coming up after that. So you got the Duke of York, right, which is great. Number 9, Princess Beatrice, Mrs. Eduardo Mapelli Mozzi. How? Imagine having to say that.
That's Prince Andrew's daughter.
Yeah. And then Miss Sienna Mapelli Mozzi. There's some. I wonder where I am on the succession. We gotta be.
The Duke of Stauffenberg.
Yeah.
And there's literally somebody at number 24, Master Lucas Tyndall.
Yeah, that's Zara Phillips. That's Prince Philip's sister's granddaughter.
So
Wow.
you gotta be somewhere on here, Rich. Maybe it's in the millions or whatever, but your name's on here somewhere.
Yeah, I've got to be in line to the throne somewhere. I've got like really rare blood as well. I think I'm related to Jesus as well.
Well,
Would that
Chris
be-
is closer to him with that in that regard. But
Yeah. So I
But
think I just found I didn't hear anything about it here. I'm surprised you did, Harry. I didn't hear a word about
Well,
it.
is it a coincidence that the Epstein list got leaked or made public, and now the king is talking about regency?
Is he on the list?
is he on the list?
I think so. I
No,
know his
it's
fucking
not
brother
yet.
is.
Andrew was on the list, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been an interesting list to read.
I haven't read it. Like, what interesting names are on there except for Bill Clinton?
Stephen Hawking.
Stephen Hawking, yeah, he was on there.
Really?
Yeah.
Helen
Which blows my mind.
So loads of
Oh,
high
baby,
profile.
lick my taint. Could you imagine him typing that out?
I mean, like Stephen Hawking, shoot, he's one of the smartest people in the world, or was.
Yeah.
If he's, I mean, how do I say this nicely? His body was a mess, and if that's what he was into,
he paid his dues.
Go ahead, man.
Yeah,
go
he
ahead,
paid his
man.
dues.
It's like if he was like a grown Make-A-Wish kid, and that was his final wish, like, who am I?
That's a
to
tough
judge?
ask, though. Hey, you got any 15-year-olds that will shit on somebody in a wheelchair? Like, that's fucked.
But
We're back. Yes, we're back, Bobby. Well done. You're talking about
I
Talk
gotta
about it.
keep us on track, guys.
Talk about a hell of a supply chain, huh? Oh boy. Oh, right to hell. All of us. Just all of us.
But just imagine, if that's like really your only wish, besides of course being healthy, which nobody can do for you. But if you're like, yeah, well, I do have this one thing, I'd like to really finger a 15-year-old.
Oh,
Mm.
yeah, that's rough.
Haven't heard that in a long time, that phrase.
I'm glad you didn't. Neither have I.
Since you were an altar boy, huh, bud?
When's the last time that came up in common conversation?
dear God.
Yeah, it's nuts. There's
Yeah,
I
it was
mean, there
nuts.
was some prominent names on the list.
Hold on. When we talk about Stephen Hawking, was he like, what was his medical condition? Anybody know?
He had ALS, I think.
What's
Yeah,
the ALS?
And
I couldn't tell
cerebral
it.
palsy, wasn't that?
And cerebral palsy, yeah, all that kind
Yeah.
of stuff. Yeah, he was only supposed to live until he was like 30 or something, wasn't he? He lived until he was
Yeah.
60. So
I thought it was old. I thought it was younger than that even.
No. He was. I'm gonna have to Google it now.
Because he lived a lot longer than anybody
okay.
had thought.
It's Lou Gehrig's disease. Yeah,
Which is ALS.
Yeah. Lou Gehrig's disease. I bet Stephen Hawking wished Lou Gehrig would have kept it, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
It's a
crazy.
good one, Harry. I liked it, Harry. I liked it. I caught it. It was a good one. My question is, so if you're going there, does that mean because ALS fucks with your muscles and stuff, right? So
Yeah.
was we still using his P's or?
I'm pretty
Oh,
sure he
dude, I
did.
bet it was just a floppy wreck. There's nothing happening.
No. I have a friend who has ALS, and he's on his way out, and he became.
Fucking hell, sugarcoat that one, Harry. You know what I mean? That one snuck out, didn't it? He's on his way out.
Well, he is.
Yeah, I mean,
but
hey, we bring facts here.
We're hoping for the
76 years
best.
old.
I hope he doesn't have any pain or anything, but he's definitely on his way out. And on his way out, he fathered a child with his wife. And
oh, nice.
Yeah,
the natural way.
Yeah, and that's what I asked. I like, did you like extract the semen and put it in? And he's like, no, that's you don't need your muscles for that.
Nice.
So,
yeah, just blood flow.
Yeah. So then I was like, did you consent? Or
I promise you guys, I'm dying trying to keep a straight face here. I so much shit going through I got 100 questions. Like, what?
I mean, there's if she wanted it and you didn't, there's not a lot you can do about it.
No, yeah, you're just stuck in a chair. Be like, no. You like that shit? No. It sounded like a speaking spell while somebody's pushing on your balloon knot. No, thanks.
And just imagine you really don't want it, and then you come in, you're like, oh, damn it. And there's really absolutely nothing you can do about it.
Well, at least he's using a keyboard. I mean, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, good for him. Good for him.
And he's leaving it in, man. That's awesome. Good for him.
He had a choice, Bobby. I think we established that already.
Either way, that's all. And dude, it's still.
Look
at you. You have how many fucking kids? You know the feeling of leaving it in.
Yeah, I do.
That's why you're in the problem you are.
But I also could have said no. But he probably couldn't. It's not like he was. I highly doubt he was finishing off in doggy. So
right,
I doubt that was happening. So
I mean, she could have
pulled him on top and did
something.
missionary.
Yeah, I guess. But then we're getting to the medical terms of the blood flow and the muscle work. What's going on there? Not unless the only thing I can imagine if they were at some kind of, gymnasium or something, and they had like the sidebars you could hold on to and doing that. It's impossible.
He's not going to a swingers club, Dave. You know what I mean? With a shag swing and
No, with him it's more like rolling. He's not into swinging that much. But
gives the name spin class different meaning.
But he does have an interesting contraption. It's like an Iron Man suit where he can like prop himself up to like almost standing. It's like a 20-degree incline because he's strapped into his chair. And then when he hits a button, it just like rises him up and it unfolds like an accordion.
Does the AC/DC, not AC/DC, Black Sabbath, I Am Iron Man start playing when he gets in it? Because that would just be ace.
That would fucking rule, but it doesn't.
I would demand it. I would demand it. Me. It's my last wish. Make it happen.
But since his nerves are all fucked up, it's like whenever his nerves are triggered, he yawns. He can't really control it. It's not that he's tired. It's just a neural reaction. So when he props himself up, he's like, which is scary as hell.
He does Chewbacca impressions as well. That's ice.
Yeah. And he's probably a better shot than Chewbacca because that motherfucker couldn't aim for shit.
Yeah, man, that's a rough disease. Like that and MS scare the shit out of me.
Yeah. I watched somebody we know. I don't want to say their name. Their father have MS, and this dude was a bicyclist. Rode his bike from Germany to France. Was a cyclist. Went everywhere. Like a super fit guy in his 50s, and then he got diagnosed with it. Was having some pain. Got diagnosed with it, and 3 years later, he was gone. I mean, he was from a super strong guy to absolutely wheelchair bound, frail, falling apart. Body started to give up. Things went away, and then he just couldn't. His heart gave out. It's a fucking awful disease. We're making jokes, and please take them as jokes. So it is what it is. But it's terrible to watch somebody that fit, absolutely fit, and then just watch them whittle away. Was a good guy too.
Yeah.
So it's terrible.
Yeah, absolutely. And I want to cut the corner and like bring it into like a positive note and a positive ending, because I mean, obviously I've known this guy for a couple of years, not one of my close friends, but like a guy I love to chat to. He's like super intelligent. He's an engineer. Um, and like the worst part for him, I think, isn't really realizing that that his life's about to end. It's more like losing his mental capacities as well, because we used to do a lot of role playing, sometimes like over Discord online, whenever he didn't feel like meeting people or seeing people because of the state he was in. And just to not be able to take part in that anymore, like because your brain doesn't work as fast, like everything's
Right.
lagged to him. That's like one of the worst things for him, at least that's what I take away.
Is it like
But
a brain fog, or is it just a breakdown of his neurons in his brain?
I think it just takes more time for him to calculate, or for his brain to process sensory triggers, whatever happens. Like
Okay.
and then of course sending the signal from his brain to his mouth and to be able to speak takes longer. So like he literally asked people to only give him yes and no questions, because that works kind of fast.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, Jesus.
It's
Yeah.
yeah, it will be. There's a big thing in the UK at the minute about, it's about looking after men, because we don't tend to say things. And I'm going to again cut another corner here, like Harry did, but it's looking after yourself, because I played a contact sport. David, you played a contact sport, so there's massive drives now in the UK for obviously dementia and things like that in men, because it's
To be fair, all four of us
CTE.
yeah, it's a massive thing. Yeah, CTE. So there's like one of the guys that won the Rugby World Cup. He doesn't remember winning the Rugby World Cup in 2003 for England, because his head's gone that much.
That's
He-
fucking terrifying.
He's got a
It is.
box. He's got his medals in a box in his garage, and there was a documentary on about it not long ago, and he went into the garage and he went, I don't remember playing in this game. I don't remember getting this medal. I sit there and watch it on the telly, and I have absolutely no recollection of being there.
Mm.
But you'd have gone back like 10, 15 years ago, nobody would have admitted to that. They'd have just kind of,
No, never.
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So it's
That is
we're not bulletproof.
no, but that is the thing. Maybe not so much now, but definitely if you go back even 10 years ago, maybe even 5. No, yeah, realistically 10 years ago, within 5-10 years ago, our people talk about their egos get in the way of things. Well, guess what? Men let their masculinity get in the way of things in the same exact aspect. They don't want to they don't want to emasculate themselves by saying that there's a problem, there's something that's off with them, where they might need a little bit of help. They might be afraid to reach out. um and it's sad, because a lot of people, because of that stigma that we have on mental health with men, or just the fact, hey man, I'm having an off day, can you talk to me for a few minutes? A lot of people are afraid to do that and reach out to other people, and it's sad, because that's how you end up losing a lot of great people.
Shit, I told you guys tons of times. I've told all four of you before. Wrote in you different times. Hey man, thanks for fucking being there. Going through that shit I went through, man. I learned real quick. Don't keep that shit in. It'll eat you alive. That shit will eat you fucking alive. Even if you guys gave me your opinions and shit that I didn't agree with, it was still fucking worth it.
Yep.
Getting the shit out there. You guys always gave it. All three of you guys always gave it to me.
You know what I went through last year, David, kind of thing.
Yeah.
It was, I went to a bit of a dark place last year, and you worry about shit. We're programmed to be the provider, be the big man, be the, but then when you get hit with, you actually getting older, Rich, you need to slow down, you need to stop doing shit. You're like, fuck that, I'll carry on. And then you get told, stop. You go, and you're like, whoa, kind of thing. It's, I had to go and have counselling sessions. I had to go and sit down and talk to somebody. And I talked to a woman three different occasions in December last year, and all I did was talk. She just listened, and it was the most therapeutic, most you know, bright white light moment you could think of, because I said things I hadn't said to anybody. Not even David. I mean, me and David speak every day, kind of thing. Not to my best friends in the UK. There's things I didn't say, and I said it all. And once I got it off my chest, I was like, "Fuck yeah!"
Yep.
Well, it was a miracle, anyways, because you talked to a woman for a whole long time and she didn't.
I know, yeah, without her interrupting.
happen. Yeah, that doesn't
So
happen.
you mansplain somebody for hours. That's great.
Yeah,
Actually, I had to cover my face and not smile because I was gonna go. So was it really that hard to tell a woman that you're a pussy?
Yes, Bobby.
But it's jokes.
But
that's the thing. It's if you can joke about it once you've kind of had that epiphany that
that's
you're not infallible. You've got to have that conversation with somebody, even if somebody just listens.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
We're all going one way. I'm sorry. There's only two. The old saying in the UK, probably the same in Germany and America. There's only two certainties in life, and that's death and taxes. That's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it depends which way I get there. And I'd like to go. I'd like to go out screaming and shouting. That's the way I want to go out. Not some.
I'm with you.
Sitting in my own piss, and you know, I've got to do things now to make sure that I can go out the way I want in the next 30, 40 years, because you know, I'm going to work hard for another 25 years before I retire.
And we were talking earlier about the weight that I lost already. And I've told the guys when you were off here, Rich, part of the motivation was actually what you're doing, buddy, man. I'm super proud of you, man. You really handled that, because that was some pretty scary news. No need to say what it was, but it was pretty scary news. And you definitely turned everything in your life around towards making that goal, man. So, you know, cheers to you.
Yeah, we've got plans this year, and I want to be the best. You know what I mean? So there's things we can do. So obviously, when David pulls his finger out of his ass and tells me when the barbecue is, I'll book a flight. You know what I mean? It's that kind of thing, and then stay away from the off my whatever shit you gave me, so I can remember that I actually met Harry at that party. So you know,
Bobby stuff. Bobby stuff. We actually talked while you weren't here, and the truth of the matter is when we all hang out, we make a lot of jokes on here about coming on here and everybody has a drink and Bobby's already been drinking. But the fact of the matter is we've had parties before where Bobby's only had one beer, or I've only.
If I'm driving, I don't fuck around,
and it's still jokes, and we're still laughing.
Yeah, I came to the party last year. He didn't drink.
Yep.
Yeah. Everybody's still having a blast, a good time. You know.
Yeah.
Harry's trying to take his pants off. We're like, Harry, this isn't the place. But you know,
well, how else is he? I mean, he has to prove that he is Asian. So
yeah, that's you're gonna see it, Bobby, too. Like you're gonna hit 42 one day, and
I am 40.
You're gonna hit 42.
Oh
yeah,
see, because for 40 the decline just kind of starts.
It
but,
does.
And
it's
it's rapid. I'm not being fair. I'm 46 this
I
year. And
will snort 5 Viagra. I don't give a fuck. I will snort them before we go out to the bar,
but
even
it shrinks
if I need them or not.
It shrinks. I'm telling you. Like
I'd rather have a gravy dinner. I'm being honest. You know what I mean? It's that's how I feel about life.
I'd rather have a good meal as well.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
Let it shrink.
But he's not, Bobby. The truth of the matter is, it's weird that you say that, Harry. 42 is when I started having the issues from what happened at the end of 2019. When I turned 42, that's literally when it started happening. And the psychologist was like, maybe you should take these happy pills. What's going on with you? Why are you having PTSD from this now and not back then? Bitch, I don't know, but apparently 42 is the magic number, because you're not the first person who said that, Harry. And that's literally when it happened to me. Bobby, do everything you can before 42. Because when that door closes.
But at the end of the day, I mean, it is what it is. It stops
working. What it is.
It stops working.
Yeah. You just believe it or not, it takes you a little longer on Pornhub now. You got to find that super thing that's going to keep it going, and it's a ride.
See, but here's the thing. I think that's what's ruining us.
Nope. Definitely.
That is what's ruining us.
I completely I completely disagree.
How so?
I never was that big into porn.
Oh my God. I am. It's insane.
It's a problem for Bobby.
It is a problem.
It might be, but like I'll be like, to say it, try and sound sophisticated, I'll try and have a wank in the evening,
Nice.
and I'll just give up. I'll just give up mid wank. I'm like, oh shit, this ain't happening.
So here's the thing, though. A lot is because we've desensitized ourselves.
I think so too. I really
we
honestly
have
think
desensitized ourselves. Dude, there's times where if I'm watching something, I can pop off in 20 seconds. I'm good to go. And I'm not, and when I say it's a problem, it's a daily problem. Okay?
that's
But
a
then
disease
because
actually,
of that, because I'm so desensitized from it, when I'm actually with a when I'm with the wife,
Hey,
it
Bobby,
lasts a lot longer.
right, Bobby, can you pause that thought one second?
No.
Because I don't want to lose this. Harry, you were saying sophisticated by saying wank. There is a much better word that Rich says, and it cracks me up every time he says it. Apparently, in the UK, you say, I'm having a tom tit. That means you're going to take a shit. I had no idea when he said that to me the first time. He's like, hey, I'll be back, man. I got to take a tom tit. I was like, what the fuck's a tom tit? I literally had to look it up. I was like,
And
oh my God.
if you want to go the other way, you can go and have a Tommy Tank.
What is that?
A
Wank.
peak.
Oh,
Tommy
I'm going
Tank.
to use that. I'm going to use that now. I'm going to say,
Yeah. Just say to the wife, I'm just going for a Tommy Tank, and she'll go, what? Yeah, Tommy Tank.
And then when she walks in the bedroom and I'm doing it, then she can't get mad at me because I told her.
I told you what I was doing. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Harry, I'm with you. Sometimes I think I want to and I get going. And then after about a certain amount of time, I'm like, you know what? Let's just clean up. It's gonna take
I can't
too
do
long
that.
tonight. Yeah. It's gonna take too long tonight.
See, but I also think like that's maybe where my autism kicks in, because if I start something, I can't stop.
I would so I will actually, I would never wish anything bad on any of you guys, but Bobby, for you, I'd actually hope that you get an ED problem and then your autism kicks in and you'll be locked into the bathroom for 9 hours.
No, Bobby will do it. He'll keep pulling rope. That's
Yeah.
exactly what I'll do.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
That thing, I will skin it down to the urethra.
That's right, man. You are gonna like start a fire in your palm.
Oh my God, was it an electric fire? Nope, Bobby was just pulling his fucking wiener.
It's gonna look like an old fish bone. Sparks coming off that thing.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
But those guys are right, man. If you don't keep up on things, it goes south real quick.
Yeah,
Everything
but
fuck.
like I said, I honestly think a lot of it has to do with it's a self-made problem.
Yeah.
Because of how we grew up. We grew up with the internet. You know, the people before us did not have this problem. So you might have like a skin mag that they're looking at maybe once a month, maybe, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Every once in a while, where I literally have multiple devices surrounding me all day, every day.
And the other problem is it's categorized now. Literally, if you're like in your head and you're like, you know what?
Oh,
I want a midget with one leg. You literally can find that.
You want to see a chicken nugget? I got you.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's there. Before, when you were like 15, like my parents had cable, but they had that scrambled porn channel.
Oh my God, that was good.
And my parents would take off and go somewhere.
You see the accidental nipple and you're like, oh!
It was sounds for me. You know what I mean? Like it was just sounds.
Yeah.
It was all scrambled.
Yeah.
You may see a titty, you may see a foot. You don't know what the fuck it was. Could have been the back of the guy's head for all you know, but you're busting. You're like, all right, I'm done with this. Let's go for round 2. Now? No, that ain't gonna do nothing.
No.
Or if you found an old fucking titty mag in the woods, you know what I mean? That was the time, man.
Exactly.
That old
now it's to the point where
mag.
we need to see somebody punch a blonde in the back of a head so her butthole winks. That's the only way certain people are getting hard.
Yeah, it's weird. Rich likes beards, to each his own. So I don't know, you know, what they do in the UK. Maybe
I think they're called. I think they're referred to as they them, Dave.
Oh, got it. I'm not politically correct. Sorry, buddy. Oh, it's an operation here, Rich.
No, it's. I'd like the way you tag teamed up then and just like bang bang. It was like. I'll give you that one because it worked well.
We are the originals on this podcast. So.
That's true.
I was just it made me laugh because you call it what do you call it, a skin book?
A skin mag. Yeah,
Yeah.
skin mag.
Yeah.
The first time I heard one of your favourite words, Dave, was in conjunction with a skin mag, and my mate said, "Look, I found a cunt book."
Oh, nice.
I was like, "A what?" I remember it because it was a bit of a picture of a vagina on a book, and I was like, "Fucking hell, man! Look, what is it?" You know what I mean? It's just one of them. Yeah.
We had ones. I'm not kidding you. What was it? Hustler.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The ones literally they would spread open, pull the lips open. You could see ovaries in there. Like you were like, "What am I looking at? Is that a cervix? What is that?"
Where's his Willie? You know what I mean?
Oh, we're supposed to like this?
Yeah.
Oh, I finished.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, man. But I think it's so readily available, and people are just there's so many people making content right now. It's insane. Every day there's hundreds of hours of new stuff being put in the internet for us to consume. So it's desensitizing us. We're programming our brains to perform a certain way. That way, by ourselves. We have the visuals, whatever you can possibly think of in any way, shape, or form, and we're knocking it out ourselves.
Let's talk about the guys who actually pay for this every month, like idiots.
Like OnlyFans?
Yeah.
Speaking of that, you guys want that spicy link? It will be in the description.
There's more.
I think
Daddy needs to buy another Tesla this year.
Talking about being desensitized and everything, I think I watch more people die than have sex on the internet, actually. Thanks to Instagram, and I made a mistake. I don't know if it was a mistake, but I made a mistake of watching a couple of videos of guys getting busted riding their skateboards or falling off of bicycles. And now
sorry, Harry. Yeah.
And now I can spend hours and hours on the toilet watching people. I mean, a lot of these guys, they must die. There's no way they survive that. Being crushed
industrial
by
accidents are mine is filled with industrial accidents.
Well, wasn't there that girl 2-3 days ago that she filmed herself dying, and then she
did? I don't know about that.
She put a post on. Yeah, it was either on Instagram or Twitter.
Oh, the one who had she did it in Switzerland.
Yeah, and a few days ago, she literally said, "Right, this is my last tweet. I'm going off."
It was done by a doctor.
Yeah, and then she kind of filmed herself, saying, "Right, see you in a bit," and you're like,
She was terminally ill and been in severe pain the last 3 years.
Oh wow, yeah.
Those videos make me sad because when somebody dies out of stupidity because they do something that's totally preventable, I find a humor in that. Yeah. But when somebody's terminally ill and goes to Switzerland to get that, I've seen documentaries on that a couple times, and that makes me very, very sad. I saw a couple go out together like that because they both had terminal cancer, and they stayed with them till the end, literally till the end. And I've watched relatives of mine die, and pretty just from old age, but you see somebody in the process of dying, okay, they're going. And that's if you fight a battle and you're trying to lose, or you're trying to win, but you're just losing because your body just gives up eventually. That's, I don't know, it's not horrifying but sad to me.
I'll try to find this link and I'll send it to you guys. There's a lady who works at a nursing home who tells a lot of stories about these older people there, and they know they're going to die, and they actually literally tell them, "I'm probably going to die today. I feel like I'm going to die today." And then she tells a story about a lady who started to see people telling her that her visitors. I'm glad that she came in then because her visitors just left. She was talking about how her family was there to see her, and talking about people who've been dead for over 50 years there to see her, and then it happens overnight. They go. It's crazy.
My uncle died of cancer beginning of last year, and he had a back pain. That was it. And it turns out that the cancer had spread all up his spine and going to his spine, so he was going to die.
Right.
And on his last day, something happened to the telly, and it flicked, and he looked at my mum because she was there visiting, and she turned around and went, my uncle turned around and went, your mum's here, I'll be going soon. And next day, gone.
Jesus.
And you're like, fuck, really? You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's like I say, it goes back to that, what we talked about earlier. It's we're not, we go through life thinking we're 10 foot tall and bulletproof. We're not.
No.
We've got a finite amount of time on this spinning hunk of rock in the middle of nowhere.
And usually, once it comes to that piece of shit cancer, a lot of us find out too late. And,
of course. My mom last year, she had cancer. You know what I mean? That was another fucking winning part to the end of last year. But luckily, they found it from a back scan to go and have a back scan to find out she got cancer in a bowel kind of thing. So
yeah,
I genuinely think, and I've said this to David before, it's fate. I believe in it 100%. If it's your time, it's your time.
Yeah.
But while you're here and having what you do, you sit on a Friday evening and have some shits and giggles and put the world to rights with some friends. It's what you do. It's it's therapy. It's have a laugh, have a giggle, watch Bobby slowly slip into a coma from the whatever he's drinking and eating, and
yeah. But I've said it before, man. There is nothing better, nothing more healing than sit around with your boys.
No.
And some people from the outside, some ladies from the outside will say, "Oh, you guys are picking on each other. You're making jokes, whatever." Yeah, but it's a difference if you're boys, because when it's your boys, you know where it's coming from.
Yeah.
It's coming from a good place. Because when shit hits hard, I found that out the good way. You really find out who your fucking friends are.
Yeah.
You really find out who your friends are and who the cocksuckers are. And I definitely found that out. So I'm with you, Rich. Nothing like hanging out with the fellas on a Friday or Saturday night. Or
I'm just pissed that I live in a different fucking country, because I think we'd probably be shit faced every Friday, and that just could really compound the problems I'm having.
well, that and Harry being fucking selfish and living in Bremen like a cock.
Well,
But
yeah,
other than
there is that as well. Great place, by the way. I've been there a few times. Lovely place.
Yeah, it's great when you're visiting, but try living there. It sucks. Yeah, Bremen sounds. I mean, there's a reason why Bremen sounds like Yemen.
Oh, really?
that-
Yeah, that's like Frankfurt now.
Well, not because of the people who live there necessarily. It's just that sometimes it can be like a freaking demilitarized zone.
Yeah, that's we went to the Irish pub in Frankfurt beginning of December, and it was rough. It was really rough. But
yeah, it's definitely.
she just said today we should plan with like a group of us go there again.
Oh, I'm in.
No.
I'm definitely in. But only if we're gonna do it the right way and maybe hit up Chicago Meat Packers and hit a steak beforehand and then hit up the pub. That's a great place. I can go for a steak. We can't do Hooters anymore, which was tradition because it doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but that's
or we can chance it and hit a shitty Mexican place that we find in a dive bar Mexican place, have the Mexican food and see what happens at the pub.
I'm definitely over that. I'm down for that. I don't eat steak, so
You don't eat steak?
Yeah.
nope.
So how long have you been gay?
40 years.
Why don't you eat steak?
I don't eat any beef. For some reason I don't have like the enzymes that break it down. I get really sick.
Oh, okay. All right, so you're Muslim. Cool.
Well, I actually think this is a good time.
Okay.
We actually close it down. We've been going for well over an hour and a half.
Unlike you, it goes for 20 seconds usually. So
Yeah. Guys, thank you so much for doing this. I needed this tonight.
Yeah, man.
For
It
real.
was great.
Great conversation. Really good conversation.
Definitely.
next one's at Harry's.
All right.
Definitely.
I'll ride up with Bobby in the Tesla. It'll be fun.
So, thank you guys so much for stopping by. We go through the same thing all the time. You know where to find us. We're everywhere podcasts are found. YouTube. Everywhere.
And as we promise every time, when we fail to deliver, we'll try to have more podcasts.
Yeah. If you're really looking
we
for
don't-
content, go over to click that other link at the bottom and go to my OnlyFans. Thank you.
Yeah, we don't only disappoint our wives or other significant others, we disappoint all of you. We don't meet your expectations when we say we're going to have more podcasts, we're going to have more episodes, we're going to do it weekly. Just don't believe us.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It's
So-
like a deadbeat dad trying to drag his kid along for another week.
Sure, I'm coming to pick you up, little Billy. Be outside on the doorstep.
Get your baseball mitt and wait on the fucking porch. I'll be there in 10 minutes.
I'll be late, got to get some milk.
Sorry, man. A hooker
get
gave
some
me
cigarettes.
herpes. I don't know what to tell you. All right, guys. Thanks for stopping by. I love you so much. Bye.